Hey there, everyone. I'm Denise Salcedo, and standing with me right now is Andrew Garcia of the LA County Sheriff's Department. Andrew, I want to start off by asking you, we're here at the La Mirada Performing Arts Center, and there's a training event going on for law enforcement officials. And, we're talking about bad meds and stopping bad meds and, all of the counterfeit drugs that are being sold right now and just this overall epidemic. Can you walk us through and tell us a little bit about why this event is being put on and why you guys, what's going on? What should the public know about this epidemic?
So thank you for having me on here. So this is a really important training for a lot of officers here in Southern California. Addressing the issue for counterfeit goods or counterfeit medication is very important. We're here to actually talk about that, to identify the issues that we have that are ongoing throughout the last couple of years. One of the biggest ones right now is fentanyl. There's a lot of medication that's being sold out there that is not what it seems to be, and it's mixing with fentanyl, and people are profiting off it while other people are dying. So this is a really good course that Community Partnership Bureau has through CAPE, which is our counterfeit and piracy team, and they throw it every year. And it gives an insight of not just illegal meds or counterfeit meds, but it also gives an insight of illegal products that are being sold on the market that people are capitalizing on, making money when they shouldn't be, and other companies that are actually selling the product and being truthful with it are actually losing money. So it's a good insight, it's a good eye-opener not only to the public but also to enforcement to be able to identify these issues and these counterfeit products so that they can stop it and hopefully not only save someone's life but also save these companies millions of dollars from being stolen from under their feet practically.
Right. And it is very scary because, like you mentioned, you can buy something that you think is one thing off the internet, and then all of a sudden it's laced with fentanyl, and next thing you know, the person is dead. It's scary. I've been talking to parents that have lost, children because of this. So tell us, how are people accessing fake counterfeit drugs, and what can be done to correct that and make sure that it does not happen?
Well, a lot of that stuff is bought through social media. Unfortunately, our kids nowadays are really into TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Google, and a lot of these people are being contacted through fake profiles, which makes it and gives them easier access of communication. So these kids, not knowing any better, thinking they're getting Adderall or something of the nature that they normally don't have access to. And while it's still illegal to get Adderall outside of a prescription or any other drug for that matter, what they're not realizing is that they're buying these drugs and they're laced with fentanyl. And unfortunately, they're not knowing any better, being young, being teenagers, doing things that aren't necessarily right, but at the same time, they don't have an understanding of it, of how bad it can be. They're falling into this false perception that this drug is going to make them better, in which way in reality it's not. It's killing them because they have such an easy access to it. And unfortunately, it falls back to the principle of friends are saying it's good to go and they've tried it before, so they're like, okay, since my friend Mary Lou tried it, so it should be okay for me to try it. I'm getting it from the same unfortunately drug dealer, and so I should be okay. Well, we don't know where that's coming from. We don't know where that drug dealer is getting that from and where that person is getting that from. And if they're splitting the drug to make it more less potent of what it should be, and they're adding a different kind of substance to it, like fentanyl to it, and unfortunately, that's where our downfall is at. And it's important to address that, and like we're doing out here in these conferences and these seminars, is talking about people's encounters, families' encounters, people that have lost loved ones, children, teenagers, young kids, to counterfeit products such as pharmaceuticals that are laced with fentanyl.
Now, I have talked to people, and some people have mentioned that unfortunately this has gotten worse. Like, even though we're trying to get the message out there and we're putting this stuff out there, that it has gotten worse. Why is that?
Again, I think it has a lot to do with social media marketing. A lot of these kids don't have parental controls, and you look at kids that are 9, 10, 11-year-olds, and they have access to cell phones and the internet, and it makes it really easy for them to talk to people that they don't know. They think it's networking, but it's really not. It's these people trying to take advantage of them and selling them product just to get money. And unfortunately, I wouldn't say the parents aren't being vigilant. I don't think they know. I don't think they understand that they can set parental controls so that their kids don't access certain websites at certain time of the night, or they're not allowed to visit certain Instagrams or Facebook pages that they're not friends with. So it's just addressing the unknown, and I think the unknown is not being fully informed on how social media works, because that's where most of our young demographics at, as far as being able to contact people outside of that realm.
Now, obviously, we're hearing about this a lot on the news, but at the end of the day, this is targeting a lot of people, including young adults. Is there going to be any sort of program, or is there already a program in place where maybe we have people go directly to the schools and talk to them and let them know, hey, this is what's going on. Make sure you're being vigilant. Is there anything like that going to be put in place at any point?
I'm sure that's something that we can talk about. I don't think that there's anything currently, but that's definitely a good idea that we can bring up and maybe brainstorm amongst our teams and amongst different units to see what we can do to give people more education on what's occurring and give them that knowledge of how do I rectify this or how do I address it in the future, especially when it comes to social media and these kids being all over it and being on it every single day. So I think that's definitely something that we could probably address and maybe put it into a brainstorm in our next couple of meetings to see what we can do.
And my last question for you is, why is this in particular important to you? Why do you want to make sure that you're out there getting that message to the public?
I think it's been something that's been with me for the last 10 years that I've been on the department is one, we want to be a police officer for helping and reaching out, especially to our younger generation. It's important to me because I want to inform them of the bad people that are out there, and unfortunately, not everyone has good intentions. So, being able to talk to the young crowd, talk to people in their early 20s, mid 20s, 30s, and even older people for that matter, is important because they just don't know. And with technology and times evolving so quickly, that knowledge is power. The more they know, the better. So, to me, being able to reach out and do the best I can, whether I'm limited knowledge on some things or have extensive knowledge on something else, being able to share any information I have, I think is vital and crucial to take that next step in trying to save people from falling into this trap.
Well said, well said. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing, that everyone's doing here, and putting this event together to get the message out. And I appreciate you taking some time to chat with me as well. Thank you very much.